Hi everyone, I'm Carolyn, and I am here to share your channeled message from the LightKeepers, an angelic group that I channel, and this is for the week of April 29th. So I'm going to get right down to it, and yes, we are talking about going into May already. I don't even know how that's possible. All right, I'm going to read this and then give you my take and an example from my life, and then you can think about it for yourself. Might you find within yourself never greater wealth when you're true to yourself, and all that you explore in your lifetime and forevermore is of your own making in a light-hearted way, seeking the fun and joy in your lifetime today. For it offers you a joy within when you begin to explore your own passions, interests in life, and take on an opportunity in front of you that seems so ripe. Rather than letting it pass by you, never again more to consider how it too can be. Your life brought forward in an instant of time, showing you a passion that will make you surprised. It's these small things in life we must listen to, and often we don't, and it comes back to haunt you. You wonder why you never did seek out that idea or that passion within, and then you move on in your way and never more in a day to consider it again how you might have too if you would have just followed that path in front of you. We lay out the inspirations, the ideas, and thoughts in a moment of time to capture of you in your way that will offer you a day of contemplation and consideration of what would happen if you followed that thought or inspiration. Instead of setting it aside like so many do and moving on in your human life too. Try it sometime and consider that thought that has entered your mind in an instant. For it might just be the spark that you need to travel your path and your journey. Take heed. And once you listen to the thoughts that are fleeting, the passions and inspiration of your great heart beating, doors begin to open and flung open wide for you to see the great inside of all of what your passions and creations can be if you only find the power and see, setting aside fear and worry within that you cannot accomplish it to begin. For that is just the human way of thinking, and we say, let it go, and let it start sinking into yourself, that it is this of all wealth, and the way to know how to travel and go on your journey so far. And along we say, of this life that you are leading this time today, with passion and love, you can find your joy, if you just listen deep inside to all that flies by. For it does, and it will, they do every day, and it is with this we ask that you listen always. So, that was a poem. I realized after I typed that up, didn't realize it at the time, but I'll give you an example from my own life on this, and I just think this is a really interesting piece for the week of April 29th. It's really talking about the opportunities that are in front of us each single day, and I think this is a great one for spring, too, because for me, and I think for most people, spring means newness, new growth. And that happens to us as well. So you can look at spring as an opportunity for yourself to grow. And in this, it talks about these little ideas that come to us fleeting during the course of our day. And because we're running down that path and we're so busy and we think we have to keep our nose to the grindstone and not let anything distract us, and then we do it again day after day after day, all those little ideas and thoughts and passions and things we love to do, we either don't have too much to do because we think we have to be productive or we have responsibility. They pass us by. And those are those glimpses of the things that we love doing, or the things, the ideas that we get, or the creations that come to us that we don't do anything about. Often are the sparks that tell us there's something else out there for us that maybe we're supposed to be doing, or that we could just even have as another joy. Now, mine is a pretty extreme example because I went from a 30-plus year career in business management in large companies, nose to the grindstone, working hard, long hours every week, living basically the typical life of working and coming home, doing my thing as much as I could, exercising and my extra enjoyments, squeezing them in. But basically, it was just kind of that gerbil wheel. And then all of a sudden, I went through my awakening, and everything shifted and changed. And I had the opportunity to start seeing signs and messages coming to me in a different kind of an awareness. And I think those of us going through the awakening process are, and will be, if you're not now, you will be, more attuned to these signs and messages that are coming, as we've talked about in the past. But anyway, these ideas would pop in, and I'd start to follow them, which I would never do before, because I was no longer working either, by the way. So I had this blank slate of finding something that piqued my interest. And then as I was doing this, I had a whole process for actually following these ideas and signs and messages. But anyway, I did that, and now I'm here today with a distance energy healing business that actually is really, growing fairly quickly. But the point of this is I had many signs pop into my mind where I would just push them aside and say, why is that coming into my mindset? That makes no sense for me to follow. Other things that would come into my mind were things that I've wanted to do for a long time that were just fun that I never did. Like, I kept getting these great desires to go on all these bike trips. Well, I started biking a lot. I've always loved biking, but I never did it much. Started taking myself on these bike trips, and oh my gosh, it just opened up a whole new world of possibility for me as far as just enjoying the outdoors. So, I have the big example and the smaller example. The other thing is hiking. I would never take time to do hiking, and pretty soon these different trips started coming into my awareness. Again, like they say, we're going to give you signs and messages. They're going to come, and you need to take them and do something with them, versus ignoring them, just doing the same old routine that we do every day. So there's so much out there that comes our way that we tend to say we don't have enough time for, ignore, not understand why we got the little idea or the blip in the screen as such, but they're there for a reason. If you really start listening to them and paying attention to what you love and makes you joyful and start following that, you're going to be supported. Like they say, doors are going to open, and that's exactly what happened to me. It's exactly what happened. Doors started to open as I started following my passions and the things I loved. And it's been incredible what's happened. So in this channel, they're talking about you will be supported. If you follow that path and you start understanding that this is showing up for a reason, your great desires, the passions you have inside yourself and what makes you happy, that's there for a reason. Follow it, and you will be supported. Know that. Particularly as you go through spiritual awakening. It's a different realm to be in, as many of you know, than the life that we've led in the past. It's an amped up version, and you're going to get these signs and messages. So that's my take on it. I think it's really positive and really interesting, and talks to live your life with following your passions and your joys, even if it's silly stuff and everybody else is telling you, you can't make money from that. Oh yeah, maybe you can, and go find your passion, follow it, see, and by the way, why not try something new that nobody else has tried? They don't know. They're just stuck in that same rat wheel that we've all been in. So I just encourage you to really read through this, or listen to this again, I would say, and think about how it pertains to you. And next time you're really excited about doing something, instead of saying you don't have time for it, or it's silly, or why in the world would I go that route, go do it. Just go do it. All right, have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.